Is your loved morning coffee secretly ruining your teeth and actually slowly eroding the tooth surface? I'm Dr. Mo, I'm general dentist. I'll be critiquing Dr. Andy Huberman protocol in relation to improving oral health. And this video will be specific to the effects of coffee on teeth, how to mitigate this risk, and what to do in relation to this topic. Does coffee really ruin your teeth? Let's go. Could your morning coffee be eroding your beautiful smile? We will explore how acidity affect your teeth, and is your coffee habit really ruining your teeth? How often are you having the coffee? How long are your teeth exposed to coffee, and so forth? As an introduction, your saliva pH is roughly around neutral. We're talking about the normal saliva pH between 6.8 and 7.4. Great. And there's a lot of really amazing functions that your saliva has. What is a critical pH for enamel demineralization? It is 5.5. What does that mean? The takeaway is we don't want the pH of our mouth or surfaces of our teeth to drop to 5.5 or below. Critical pH for enamel demineralization as in like that softening and gradual breakdown of your enamel, as in the gradual starting process and further extension of the process of forming the cavity and dental caries. So we don't want that to happen. Now, this number 5.5 can be referenced to the Canadian Dental Association. We were taught this in university as well. It's a rough number. And then the saliva neutralizes acids and aids in remineralization. This is just one of the many functions, not literal money, functions of the saliva. Now, what is the problem that we're talking about in relation to coffee? When you're having coffee, normally you're sipping this over time, not you particularly. We're just giving an example. So repeated acid exposure leads to acid damage. Why is this? We can conclude easily now that when you're having, let's say, a cup of coffee and you're consuming this cup throughout the day or throughout your work shift or throughout your study hours, you're repeatedly exposing your enamel to this acidic substance, which is in this context is coffee. Let's go. Oral pH in enamel basics. Enamel is composed of hydroxyapatite crystals. Hydroxyapatite crystals are these structures that make up your enamel. Of course, there is a small percentage of other materials who also have something in the enamel oral histology that's called enamel erodes. You could research it later, and this acidic environment is aiding in the dissolving this enamel structure. The bacteria plus sugar equal acid equals lower pH, to sum it up. Why do we say this? Because the bacteria, in particular, there is a strain called Streptococcus mutans, would consume this sugar and it would release a waste product. That this product is acidic, and we just discussed that acid will cause lower pH, and we said what happens in an acidic environment. The bacteria's role in oral pH, there's a bacteria metabolize a sugar and release acids. A lower pH accelerates enamel erosion. To be clear, this is not only a role of bacteria. Bacteria plays, there's good bacteria and there's bad bacteria in your mouth. We're talking in particular basically around Streptococcus mutans and within the context of like the dissolving of enamel and dental cavities. Coffee's acidity and impact. A black coffee pH 5.1. Basically, you just don't quote me on these numbers. It's I guess you can easily search them online. The rationale is we said what's a neutral pH. The pH of the coffee is acidic. Just simplify it in your mind so you know what to do then. Temporary saliva drop to 6.1 after coffee. Why is that? Because over time, when you're done with your coffee, then over time, yes, there's the drop in pH, but the drop in pH does not stay throughout the entire day. The pH gradually normalizes with the aid and help of saliva, with the aid and help of rinsing, and we'll talk about other things that can help. Coffee versus other beverages. Again, something I saw, it's like less acidic versus certain beverages. Fizzy drinks are also acidic. So fizzy drinks, sodas, they're also acidic. And to my knowledge, the tea, like black tea, and there's other types of tea, some of which are acidic, some of which are a bit closer to neutral pH. So be careful what you're picking and consuming. Adding sugar increases the risk. So if you're familiar with fizzy drinks and Coke and all these things, so they're not only acidic, but they have a ton of added sugar to them. We have prolonged sipping, extends acid exposure. We talked about you having a drink and this prolonged repeated exposure over time, which is making things worse. So you can enjoy your drinks, just not over a very extended period of time and this repeated exposure. Acid exposure and cavities, so damage will depend on the duration and the frequency of low pH. So not only how long, but how often are you exposing your teeth to lower pH. So this from Huberman Dental Health, managing the acid exposure over time. Why? Because we want a balance between this. We need to remineralize to balance this demineralization that's happening. And not only this, we want, like you can think about it, we want the balance to be tipping more towards remineralization of your enamel. Medication strategies after coffee, you can rinse your mouth. There's also a chewing xylitol gum to boost saliva flow. I talked extensively about saliva. I also reacted to Dr. Huberman video about xylitol and the really amazing effects of xylitol and potential risks. Perhaps I will elaborate more on this right in the comment section if you want to see something like this. And waiting 30-60 minutes before brushing, because although brushing is great and the toothbrush is amazing, directly after you consume the coffee, if there's still that demineralization effect, and your toothbrush is abrasive to a certain degree. So when your tooth is still in like a demineralized and in a slightly softened like a stage, and you're using the toothbrush, and especially if you're using it aggressively, or if you're using a hard toothbrush, that will make things worse. So it's best to wait until that pH is neutralizing a bit, and then you can brush if you wish. So don't brush directly right after consuming, for example, coffee. Extra protection tips: you could use a straw. I mean, you're trying to reduce the direct exposure of coffee to your teeth. With the straw, of course, some of the coffee will still come. Drink coffee at once, not at literal once, but let's say if you're having a cold coffee, just avoid sipping it throughout the day. Oral care essentials, so fluoridated toothpaste, brush and floss on a daily basis, maintain regular dental checkups with your dentist. I mean, it's good if you're seeing your dentist, or actually should see rather your dentist every 6 months, more often than 6 months if you're a high risk patient, meaning high risk to dental caries and dental problems. So you can see your dentist more often. The conclusion: coffee is acidic and the risk is manageable. I drink coffee pretty much on a daily basis. So but we have to be considerate to the risks that are associated with drinking coffee. We discussed how to mitigate these risks and reduce not adverse effects, but the potential downsides on your tooth from drinking coffee. Good oral hygiene and smart habits protect the enamel. Enjoy your coffee wisely. And subscribe for more. We talk about evidence-based dental tips, at least research, and really trying to be as scientific evidence-based as possible. Stay informed. Dr. Mo Dentist out.